On the 26th of February, when Sachin Vaze was seen with the explosive-laden Scorpio outside Mukesh Ambani residence, he thought that he could get away with an alleged act of terror only because he had the blessings of his bosses. So when a few days later, this poster of terror group Jaish-ul-Hind emerged, allegedly claiming responsibility, Vaze and his bosses thought their plot was foolproof.
The charge sheet filed by the National Investigation Agency against Sachin Vaze has revealed a sensational plot on the cover-up. The charge sheet mentioned the statement of a cyber expert who met the then Mumbai Police Commissioner Param Singh.
As per the charge sheet, the cyber expert has mentioned details of a 9th March meeting with Param Singh. The cyber expert has confessed to preparing a report on the insistence of the then Mumbai Police Commissioner to name the terror group Jaish-ul-Hind.
Cyber expert said that as per the insistence of CP Mumbai, I had prepared a report on my laptop computer sitting in the office of CP Mumbai. This report ran into one paragraph and he showed it to CP Mumbai. After going through the report, Param Singh asked him to insert the poster which appeared in the Telegram channel of Jaish-ul-Hind and insert it into the report. He had also mentioned that Param Singh informed him that IG NIA was expected in the office soon and he wanted to present that report to IG NIA.
What has also emerged is that there was exchange of hard cash in the Mumbai Police Commissioner's office over the report that was leaked to the media the very next day.
The charge sheet mentions that the cyber expert confessed to have been given rupees 5 lakh in cash by the then Mumbai Police Commissioner for a simple report that ran into just one paragraph.
With the details of the charge sheet out, what is now emerging is that Param Singh played a role in pushing the Jaish-ul-Hind theory in the Antilia case. Why was Param strengthening Vaze's Jaish-ul-Hind theory? Was cash exchanged for the report in Param Singh's office? If yes, why? Why was a report leaked a day after it was presented? Did Param know of the Mansook murder plot? The Vaze-Param duo are in question for their functioning in the Mumbai Police. An exclusive report by Shravan Sen.
Well, some big questions emerge from this charge sheet that has been filed by the National Investigation Agency, in which questions about the role of then former Mumbai Police Commissioner Param Singh also comes up. The Jaish-ul-Hind alibi, this was basically being peddled by Sachin Vaze and his entire group. In fact, remember, there was a select leak that took place in the national capital, with several channels essentially reporting that this terror group, Jaish-ul-Hind, has taken responsibility for the same. But investigation done at a later stage revealed that no such terror group had taken responsibility of the same. And in fact, the National Investigation Agency in their charge sheet now makes a sensational claim that of an expert, a cyber expert who was on the rolls of the Delhi Police Special Cell, in fact was working on this very case for the Delhi Police Special Cell, but in fact was in Mumbai for a special training. And during that particular training, there was a meeting that took place at the Mumbai Police headquarters with the then Mumbai Police Commissioner Param Singh, and in that meeting it does appear that somewhere down the line the cyber expert, as per the statement that has now been accessed by Republic TV, he certainly wasn't very comfortable with what he was being asked to do so by the then Mumbai Police Commissioner. In fact, he was asked to prepare a report making a mention of Jaish-ul-Hind. And what is very interesting is that, according to the cyber expert, he says that Param Singh wanted to use this report and provide it to the IG rank officer of the National Investigation Agency. And interestingly, 5 lakh rupees in cash was basically given to the cyber expert, where the cyber expert essentially objected, saying that that's not the amount that he essentially needs for a work that has been asked by the Mumbai Police Commissioner. But Param Singh, according to the cyber expert, insisted that he takes 5 lakh rupees in cash. In fact, Param Singh had instructed his assistant, asking him to hand over the money. Big questions basically come up at this point in time, that whether at all the former Mumbai Police Commissioner was trying to strengthen this entire alibi, the alibi of Jaish. Joining me on this broadcast are my colleagues Alisha Nair as well as Yesha Kotak, and also a special guest also joining in, raising questions, some serious questions that are now essentially emerging after the National Investigation Agency have filed the charge sheet. I'm told that Vikram Singh is also joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Singh, if I can then ask you this question, some sensational revelations made in the National Investigation Agency's charge sheet that has been filed, and in the charge sheet there is a mention that a cyber expert was actually handed over 5 lakh rupees, that too in cash. That in itself should raise the alarm. Why would a sitting Mumbai Police Commissioner ask his personal assistant to hand over 5 lakh rupees in cash? Was he essentially trying to strengthen this entire alibi, the Jaish Hind alibi? What is your first understanding of the charge sheet that has been filed by the National Investigation Agency?
Shravan, congratulations for opening the can of worms of Paramveer and his gang. Sensational is an understatement. Never in my 36 years of a career have I seen somebody doing an act this dishonorably, and that too in the hallowed premises of the police commissioner's office. Now, what the 3 things are: have you ever heard of some cyber expert being paid 5 lakhs in cash, and that too in his office? This amount of honorarium or remuneration is unheard of, and that also smacks of an illegitimate transaction of money. Of course, Paramveer will say that I paid from the Secret Service Fund, but nowhere in the history of police I can think that any cyber expert being paid in cash of 5 lakhs. This is suspicion. It's not just suspicion. This is a lot of explaining that Paramveer will have to do for converting the office of the police commissioner into the hideout of gangsters. And then his selected few, Sachin Vaze was one, and of course the other 2 or 3 people who were a part of this nefarious gang indulging in criminal intimidation and extortions. Then bringing in the name of Jaish Hind to twist the arms of the Ambanis and also to twist the arm of those who matter, whatever be the reason. But the fact of the matter, Shravan, is that this is the most dishonorable thing that can possibly think of. And Paramveer was leading not a gang of police officers, he was leading a gang of criminals and, I would say, goons in the office of the police commissioner. And never in the history of the police have I seen this level of depravity and criminal activity in his own office. He has disgraced the uniform, he has disgraced the service by converting police into a gang of freebooters and rascals.
Well, Dr. Singh, I'll also request you stay on, because we'll try and also get in my colleagues Yesha as well as Alisha. Alisha, let me first come to you. You've gone through the charge sheet that has been filed by the National Investigation Agency. Some serious questions as far as role of the former Mumbai Police Commissioner. Can you tell us further details of the statement that has been recorded by the NIA of a cyber expert? We are not naming the cyber expert at this point in time, but his statement has been recorded by a deputy SP rank officer of the NIA. What more details are you picking up?
देखिए बिल्कुल श्रवण, जहाँ पर हम देखें कि सिक्योरिटी साइबर सिक्योरिटी प्रोफेशनल के जो स्टेटमेंट नेशनल इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसी की ओर से रिकॉर्ड की गई है, जिसमें ये बताया गया है कि 9 मार्च को उसी साइबर एक्सपर्ट को परमवीर सिंह ने अपने ऑफिस में बुलाया था और उस दौरान जो है ऑलरेडी उसी साइबर एक्सपर्ट की ओर से इजराइल एम्बेसी में हुए जो ब्लास्ट है उसी को लेकर जो रिपोर्ट बनाई गई थी, वही रिपोर्ट को लेकर परमवीर सिंह ने उनको अपने ऑफिस में बुलाया था। वही आने के बाद जहां तक साइबर एक्सपर्ट की माने तो उन्होंने कहा है कि उसी रिपोर्ट को कहीं ना कहीं परमवीर सिंह ने मॉडिफाई करके जो है अब इस जैश हिंद को लेकर जो टेलीग्राम चैनल के जरिए जो जैश हिंद को लेकर जो थ्रेट मैसेज दिए गए थे, जहां पर पूरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंटिलिया बॉम्ब स्केयर की जो पूरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है वो जैश हिंद के ओर से ली गई थी। हालांकि एक्सप्लेनेशन खुद परमवीर सिंह की ओर से भी कहा गया था कि उस ग्रुप में जैश हिंद के ग्रुप में जहां पर वो मौजूद थे उस ग्रुप में वो इंडक्टेड थे, लेकिन उस दौरान जहां तक ये एक्सप्लेनेशन तक दी गई है कि वो साइबर एक्सपर्ट जिनका स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड किया गया है वो जैश हिंद के उस समय मौजूद थे जब 3 से 4 उस ग्रुप में मेंबर थे। लेकिन उस दौरान जो रिपोर्ट खासतौर पर परमवीर सिंह ने ये बोलकर कर उनसे बनवाई है कि ये रिपोर्ट एनआईए के आईजी लेवल ऑफिसर को जो है वो देनी चाहिए, जो कि कुछ ही देर में परमबीर सिंह के ऑफिस में आ सकता है। और साथ ही ये तक रिक्वेस्ट की गई कि उसी रिपोर्ट में जैश उनके ओर से दिए गए जो पोस्टर है उसको भी वो इंसर्ट करें। हालांकि काफ़ी कॉन्फिडेंशियल रिपोर्ट खुद परमबीर सिंह के और ऑफिशियली सीपी ऑफिस के जो ईमेल आईडी है वहाँ पर ये पूरी रिपोर्ट भेजी गई थी, लेकिन दूसरे दिन ही हमने देखा कि रिपोर्ट मीडिया में लीक की गई थी, जिसको लेकर एक काफ़ी कॉन्फिडेंशियल और साथ ही जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी खुद जैशन उनको लेकर जो है एक तरफ जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी जैशन उनके ओर से ली गई थी, वही रिपोर्ट जो खुद साइबर सिक्योरिटी प्रोफेशनल के ओर से बनाई गई थी वही रिपोर्ट मीडिया तक लीक की गई थी, ये बताने के लिए। तो यानी जो आज एनआईए की ओर से यूएपीए का एक्ट लगाया गया है वो इसी इन्वॉल्वमेंट को लेकर लगाया गया था। लेकिन अब परमबीर सिंह का भी नाम सामने आ रहा है, क्योंकि जो साइबर एक्सपर्ट की ओर से जो स्टेटमेंट दिए गए हैं जिसमें साफ तौर पर पता चल रहा है कि जो स्टेटमेंट जो रिपोर्ट उन्होंने इजराइल एम्बेसी को लेकर 27 फरवरी को जो बनाया था, लेकिन 27 फरवरी को ही हमने देखा कि जैशन उनका स्टेटमेंट सामने आया था और उसके पहले जहां पर ये रिपोर्ट बनाई गई थी वही रिपोर्ट को मॉडिफाई करके लोगों तक पहुंचाई गई है। और साफ तौर पर ये रिपोर्ट इसलिए ये कहकर बनाई गई कि आईजी एनआईए को ये रिपोर्ट देनी है, जिसके बाद साइबर एक्सपर्ट को परमबीर सिंह ने अपनी ही ऑफिस में आकर वो रिपोर्ट बनाई। और साथ ही इतना नहीं, लेकिन उनके काम को देखते हुए 5 लाख रुपीस अपने पर्सनल असिस्टेंट को इन कैश जो है वो साइबर एक्सपर्ट को दिए गए थे।
Thank you very much, Alicia. Let me also bring in my colleague Yasha, who's getting us more details of the charge sheet. Yasha, you've been able to go through the charge sheet. What more are you picking up in terms of the conspiracy, the murder conspiracy being hatched inside the Mumbai police headquarters? We are given to understand that there is a mention of the same as far as charges that have been leveled against former encounter specialist Pradeep Sharma, where the NIA essentially alleging that the murder conspiracy was hatched inside the Mumbai police headquarters. Any further details that you're picking up?
That's right, Shawan. So what we understand is there's not been once, twice, but when number of times that NIA has mentioned wherein there were details pertaining to this conspiracy being hatched inside the compound of the Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh at that point, because there's one instance wherein we've known that there was a meeting which took place, which we had earlier as well spoken about, wherein there were details discussed about Mansukh Hiren in this meeting which took place inside the commissioner's office. Second instance is where now we've picked up from the NIA's charge sheet that it was clearly mentioned by the then commissioner to a cyber expert asking him to prepare this report, which he had claimed was to be submitted to the NIA IG. Now let us understand the entire role in this case, because particularly here there are 5 police officers who've been involved, and it is the UAPA charge which has been leveled against some of them. Particularly now what we understand is that in this meeting there was Sachin Waze who was present. There's a second mention of now Parambir Singh which has come out in this particular charge sheet, because which is what we've been able to access. Now, let us understand that it was Parambir Singh, in fact, who was also interrogated by the NIA in the course of their investigation. It is, in fact, now pertinent to note that this UAPA charges which have been leveled and the mention of this particular telegram post of Jaishul Ahmed, because Jaishul Hind, which has now come forth, it was, in fact, this post which had been circulated in the telegram, and later on, it was the same organization which had retracted, saying that it is not their comment. Now, this particularly links, there are several links which have been now picked up, which is why it is being linked to this entire conspiracy. In fact, earlier also when we had mentioned that this post was made in order to distract and bring in for Jaishul link, and which is why this particular UAPA has been levied on several of these people. This questions the entire role of these people who were sitting in a position of authority. How were they trying to meander the entire course of investigation? Because particularly we've seen that while Mansukh Hiren's death has been questioned by the NIA, it is
Yasha,
role
just
of
request you to stay on.
With respect to Pradeep Sharma, which has... Yes, sir.
Yasha, I'll just request you to stay on because I need to just take a quick comment from our guest, Dr. Vikram Singh, who's joining us on this broadcast. Vikram Singh, you've heard what my colleagues Yesha as well as Alisha have been pointing out. There is a very interesting development that has taken place. We are not saying that perhaps Mr. Param Singh was aware of what was happening as far as the murder conspiracy is concerned, but it does raise a serious question, because in the charge sheet there is a mention that on the day when the Mumbai police, or for that matter Thane police, had received the information that Mansukh Hiren's body was found near the Thane Creek, there was a meeting that took place at the Mumbai police headquarters. In fact, one of the police officers have testified saying that Pradeep Sharma, an accused, was spotted coming outside Mumbai police commissioner's office. Doesn't that raise some very serious questions?
Obviously, Shaban, what Alisha and Yesha have said gives a very insidious and a damaging dimension to the whole plot. And the fact that what was Pradeep Sharma, you have a right to go to the police commissioner's office or a reason to go there. Under the circumstances, it is far too fortuitous that he goes at a point when Mansukh's body has been recovered. Obviously, all the things are now, the various pieces of jigsaw puzzle are adding up to go and point the finger of suspicion primarily at Paramveer, Sachin Waze and Pradeep. These three people, and obviously to figure in the charge sheet of the NIA, naturally one has a lot of explaining to do. And the fact of this, I don't think that there can be more overwhelming incriminating evidence against these three than what the NIA has been able to do, because their prowess and the professionalism is of the topmost order. And now what they have been corrected. And Shaban, what you have mentioned is that at the point of time that the meeting was taking, of course, nobody can know what happened behind the closed door, but you can obviously reach a conclusion on the basis of what happened and at what point of time. Time, place, and circumstance add, and the conclusions are very obvious. We will not jump to conclusions, but we will certainly say the implications are very grave and very obvious. It is not for us to spell out what the implications are. But the fact of the matter is that you go from point A, that you are giving cash of 5 lakhs. Has anyone in the country can say that this amount of honorarium in cash has been given to any cyber expert ever? Doctoring of the cyber report. Damaging number 2. Holding a meeting behind closed door, and you have the likes of Pradeep Sharma hovering around. Well, you please explain what was were the minutes drawn of that meeting? What were the agenda points? What was discussed? Well, please explain. Don't explain it to us. Please explain it to the NIA. Explain it to the court. But the fact of the matter, Shaban, is that this is eyeball deep in muck. And I'm so sorry to say that I'm ashamed once and for all that such a senior level officer was hobnobbing with gangsters and the mafia, contract killers. And this indeed, what used to be the bright and the august name, something akin to the Scotland Yard, you have reduced it to the level of professional gangsters and extortionists. I don't say, but yes, Paramveer, Sachin Waze, Pradeep Sharma, and the other who have been charge sheeted will indeed have a lot of explaining to do. And I apportion the entire blame to them for sullying the reputation, from bringing the Mumbai police to total disrepute. And indeed, what disservice they have done to the Mumbai police, to the bright name of the IPS. Indeed, I do hope that in times to come, Mumbai police rises to the occasion and distances itself from Paramveer, Sachin Waze, and all those who rehabilitated Sachin Waze, who were speaking and giving accolades to Pradeep Sharma and Paramveer Singh, whoever hobnobbed and adopted and were close to Paramveer, Sachin Waze and Pradeep Sharma will also now have to do a lot of explaining, because indeed we would like to know what were the compelling circumstances, the political pulls and pressures, and also the loot aspect of the entire gory and the grisly content need to come out before the public. Shaban.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Vikram Singh, for putting this into perspective. I'll also take some quick word from my colleagues Yesha as well as Alisha. Yesha, just a quick comment from you, because specifically with regards to the statement that we'll also try and put out in a short while from now, the statement that we have come across in the NIA charge sheet, it is a statement of one police officer who was part of the investigation, his statement before the National Investigation Agency, and he essentially says that he saw Pradeep Sharma stepping outside Mumbai Police Commissioner's office on the very day when they got information that Mansukh Hiren's body had been recovered from the creek area.
That's right, Shawan. So what we understand now is that particularly this statement speaks about the day when Mansukh Hiren's body was found around Thane Creek. In fact, this particular statement, which we'll access very soon, would also raise questions about how some of these people were already aware of what actually the course of action was, or what really transpired at Thane, because it was only later in the day was when some of us, in fact, the police officials had also not issued a statement until later in the day declaring the death of Mansukh Hiren. This particularly points out to how there was this entire conspiracy, because yesterday when we spoke about this particular charge sheet, it was clearly pointed out that it was Sachin Waze who had handed over certain amount of cash to Pradeep Sharma to instigate this entire operation of Mansukh Hiren's death, which is when the role of 4 people who are already in the judicial custody, which includes Santosh Shelar, Ajay Jadhav, Manish Soni, and Pradeep Sharma. The role of all these 4 people comes into picture, because it was subsequently to the Antilia bomb scare was when the role of these 4 people has come in. In fact, it was NIA which in the court had several times mentioned that there were rounds of cash which had flown for the death of Mansukh Hiren. This points out to how the role of Mansukh Hiren was, and how he was linked to Sachin Waze for that matter, because it was being clearly pointed out in the charge sheet as well that Sachin Waze as well as Mansukh Hiren were known to each other right from December. It was in fact that particular green Scorpio which was in the possession of Sachin Waze, which is why the role of Mansukh Hiren came into picture. The charge sheet clearly pointed out that it was Mansukh Hiren who wanted to inform ATS about various of these happenings, and subsequently, because to stop Mansukh Hiren from mentioning these things to the ATS which had taken over this case, was why this Mansukh Hiren's death was orchestrated by some of these people, which includes Sachin Waze as well. Let us now point out that when this Antilia bomb scare was orchestrated by Sachin Waze, it was Sachin Waze who was the CIU head and under whom this case was registered. Yes.
Let me also get in a quick word from my colleague Alisha, who's joining us on this broadcast. Alisha, as far as further details are concerned, we are now being told that there are 20 witnesses whose statement have been protected by the National Investigation Agency. And in fact, sources also indicated that some big names have been taken in those very statements that have been recorded by the National Investigation Agency. And this investigation is far from over.
देखिए बिल्कुल श्रवण, जहाँ तक देख रहे हैं कि 10,000 पेजेस की जब चार्जशीट नेशनल इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसी की ओर से सबमिट की गई थी, उस दौरान कोर्ट के सामने एनआईए ने ये इन्फॉर्मेशन दी थी कि करीबन 200 विटनेस के जो स्टेटमेंट है वो रिकॉर्ड किए गए थे, और साथ ही 20 की विटनेस है, उन सभी 20 की विटनेस के जो स्टेटमेंट है वो सील्ड एनवलप में कोर्ट के सामने जो है सबमिट किया गया। इंपॉर्टेंटली उसी विटनेस के ओर से दिए गए जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स है उसको भी 6 अलग एनवलप्स में जो है सील्ड एनवलप में वो कोर्ट के सामने सबमिट किए गए। देखिए ये उनमें से जो विटनेस की अगर हम बात करें, जो फिर इस एंटिलिया केस के दौरान, एंटिलिया बॉम्ब स्केयर के केस के दौरान, जहां पर 24 और 25 फरवरी में जहां पर सचिन वाजे के ओर से जो ग्रीन कलर की स्कॉर्पियो एंटिलिया की कुछ ही दूरी पर जहां पर रखी गई थी, उस दौरान जो लोग उनके साथ मौजूद थे, फिर चाहे वो सीआईयू से जुड़े लोग हो या उनके साथ में काम करने वाले लोग हो, उनमें से वो लोग हैं जिनके स्टेटमेंट एज अ की विटनेस के तौर पर रिकॉर्ड किए गए थे। और साथ ही एनआईए की ओर से जो है उन सभी के लिए, उन 20 के विटनेस के लिए प्रोटेक्शन भी मांगी गई थी, जो कि कोर्ट के ओर से जो प्रोटेक्शन है वो सभी के विटनेस को दिए गए, और अपनी एनआईए के ओर से कोर्ट ने ये भी ग्रांट जो है वो एनआईए को दी गई है कि आगे की इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो है वो कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं।
Well, thank you very much, Alisha, as well as Yesha, for getting us the latest details. We'll also get you more details from the charge sheet that has now been accessed by Republic TV. Over 10,000 pages, all details with Republic TV.